Hi guys, welcome to week 3 of some ideas, what to bring for a healthy lunch. I'm seeing some of your posts and really looking delicious, so many vegetables and colors and great ideas from everyone. I hope you're sharing your recipes and I really enjoyed seeing some of those. So this week I want to talk a little bit about power bowls. I'm also combining this with a link to, I think it's 10 to 13 different power bowls that you can make easy for the office. They're super delicious, super easy to make, and like the wraps and the salads that we talked about before. The components of that should be fairly similar in that there should be a lot of veggies and nuts and beans, seeds, legumes, things like that. Some protein always in your lunch to slow down the absorption. A lot of times in a power bowl, one of the ingredients is a grain. And during our talk, when we were talking on Monday about the health and wellness, we talked about, I was asked the question, brown rice or white rice, or, which is better, and how much and things like that. Well, a serving size of your grain is about a half a cup. And this looks pretty meager compared to what you get in a restaurant or maybe you serve yourself. If you want to eat grains in your bowl or anywhere else, they should be measured, okay? They become very quickly highly caloric when you eat them out of portion servings. They're very densely carbohydrate, and sometimes with just an extra serving or two of a grain, you can consume almost half to 2/3 of all the carbohydrates you need in a day. Okay, so that's a little out of proportion and it really adds up fast. Back in the old days, when we had the food pyramid, on the bottom row of the most consumption would be grains and cereals and pastas and rices. It was recommended we eat 8 to 11 servings, and it seems like maybe the American Grain Council may have paid to get that bottom slot. It seems a little bit, out of proportion for sure. The bottom of your pyramid should mainly be vegetables and some lean proteins and some really good fats and everything else filling in, the rest. So I was posed the question during our talk on Monday about brown rice or white rice. So I want to encourage you to read labels whenever you choose a grain, whether it's a cereal, a bread, or anything else, maybe something to go in your power bowl. 5 grams or more of fiber per serving is going to keep that to be a very slow burning grain. It won't elicit such a great insulin response because the fiber slows it down. So make sure you're reading the labels on how many grams of fiber are in your very fibrous looking cereal. Sometimes you get a very grainy looking cereal and there's 1 or 2 grams of fiber in it. There's something lost in the translation there. So you can get a lot of fiber also from your vegetables. We don't want to always depend on the grains for a source of fiber. A lot of vegetables have more fiber than many grain products, especially if they're a little bit, processed. So typically I try to stay under 100 to 120 grams of carbohydrates a day. And again, if you're eating 1 serving of grain extra, you can find yourself having half the carbs you really need in a whole day. So they do add up very, very quickly. All right, so I'm going to encourage you to try some new grains. You have, barley has 6 grams of fiber per serving. Brown rice only has 3.5 grams of fiber per serving, and that's even, white rice has even less than that, so that's not good. There is a grain called Freekeh, F-R-E-E-K-E-H, and that has 11 grams of fiber per serving, and that would really fill you up with just a little bit. So I encourage you to try new grains at Publix. If you go down the grain aisle, you'll see all the rice and the pasta, but there's also some maybe that you haven't tried. They're super nutty smelling and flavorful, and you can make them with any grain recipe that you use, to make rice or whatever. So do remember that cows eat grain and corn to go from a 200-pound baby to a 2,000-pound cow in just about 2 years, if they're lucky to get that far. So eating a lot of grains and too much grain really is just too densely caloric. So let's try some power bowls and put a nice half-cup serving of grain in your power bowl. And try some different grains and always read the labels. Again, 5 grams or more of fiber per serving in any grain product. Cereal, bread, anything you can find that you think you want to consume should have a lot of fiber in it. It's going to fill you up with less as opposed to very processed. You can eat and eat and eat and never feel full, and it actually makes you want more. So let's see those power bowls this week. And I will see you on Thursday for some relaxation techniques, and also Thursday for Alpha Fit Boot Camp. Have a great day.